Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, hope you guys had a fantastic evening and a fantastic night's rest. That was pretty alright. A bit weird though. I kept tossing and turning. It is what it is. It is what it is. Ah, salt drinks. Hooray. Right, so I got more writing done. Not as much as I wanted. Things are kind of slow here, but that's okay. Anti Boy Scout with $5. Thank you very much. Here to help cover your dragon addiction. I don't think it's a dragon addiction. I think it's a werewolf addiction. I think the dragon thing has become tangentially related. Oh my god. Oh. Let's see. Where should we start with this one? We'll start here for the preview. William and Samantha left the diner after a hearty breakfast. He looked at her and gave a smile, and she in turn nodded her head. Oh my goodness sakes. Sorry, apparently drinking that salt drink made me gassy. What the fuck? Alright. He looked at her and gave a smile, and she in turn nodded her head at him and took his hand. He softly squeezed it for a time and then took a deep breath before he spoke up. Hope you had a lovely breakfast. I'm glad I could share it with you. His words made her stop walking for a time and pulled at his hand. I did, but what's wrong with you? William offered a weaker smile to her and then sighed some. I'm just feeling anxious. Just a small thing lightly pestering me. It started happening when I started thinking about this whole situation and if it was true. Well, don't worry. You have me. Besides, I'm going to get that information out to the other posts. We have a plan going forward. I'm just worried about you, Sam. What we're planning will cause a lot of strife, and they'll want to stop it. But I swear I will protect you, Samantha, with everything I am. You don't need to, Will. I'll be careful. Though I understand. The commander's little pet confronted me, and the words hadn't left her mouth when William suddenly snapped his focus entirely to her. There was a sensation. Oh my god. A sensation of choking on mucus. Good morning, Sir Reginald, or good evening in your case. The words hadn't left her mouth when William suddenly snapped his focus entirely to her. There was a sensation rushing up through his spine, and he tensed up some before he pulled her in front of him. Did he touch you? What happened? I swear I will fuck. William paused a moment later and realized that he had snatched her, and his breathing had become heavier. Then he immediately let her go and stepped back as he bowed his head. I'm so sorry, Samantha. I didn't. She didn't say a word, but instead held him close to her. You can talk to me. What's going on? I don't know. I just had a moment of just. I'm fine, love. Let's just get to the tasks at hand. William said and offered a smile, but it was a forced one as he felt that burning sensation within him, as if he was being cooked from the inside out. He wanted to find that sniveling little weasel and wring their neck before flaying them. The thoughts were circling through his head and and poking at the back of his mind. You don't need to be strong for me. We can be strong together. Samantha leaned in against him and slowly squeezed him close to her. There was something strange going on, as she could tell that he was struggling with something. That something was still poking at him. The question of why he doesn't just end them both. Take care of the commander and his lapdog now. Their existence was a threat to him and the one he loved. Samantha was right the entire time. The NDA needs to be fixed. It's broken to the core. What was he thinking? The whole thing needed to be torn asunder and rebuilt properly. His mind was racing more and more to the point he didn't answer her. Yet he couldn't bring himself to speak, for fear of what would come from his mouth. He had to focus and keep himself contained, keep his mind from racing outwards and lashing out. He needed to hold on until he was safe to let go. Whew. That was surprisingly rough. I didn't realize I had so much fucking mucus. Good lord. Yeah, I apologize, chat. Man, that was a rough read for me. I want to get to the next section too. Your mind is racing. My mind is racist. We are not the same. $10 Minico the Tricky. Thank you very much. By the way, Anti-Boy Scout, tell me what you want your 5 to go towards. And Itico, I will add your 10 right now. One, 6, 6. Well, on the Discord, you have the Bounties one you can look at if you want to pick one that's already been started, or you could put it towards whatever you like. If there's a particular game you want to start, again, there's no time limit or anything. You don't have to raise it within a certain amount of time. You can take as long as you fucking want. Obviously, I'd appreciate if it's in a timely manner, but that's not how it works. If you just want to take your time with it, you can. Oh my goodness sakes. Alright, there you go. Yours has been added. We'll let Anti-Boy Scout think on the matter. Alright. Yeah, no worries. Again, the reason I appreciate it being more is because, again, I haven't gotten any of your money yet because I have to wait to hit a minimum threshold before YouTube will pay out. So that takes an annoying amount of time. So I just have to wait now until YouTube eventually gets its act together and is like, oh, you've hit the threshold. We'll pay you next month. It's a very not enjoyable system. Very not enjoyable. That's why my preference is for people doing the direct one through Streamlabs. Because everyone's going to take a cut anyways. Streamlabs takes a cut as well. But if you do direct through Streamlabs, I get it immediately. First having to wait. But I also don't want people to just start doing that, because then, say if I have $95 sitting there in YouTube, they will not pay out. They will hold on to that money indefinitely until you break the threshold, and then they'll finally pay out. It's incredibly fucking annoying. Yeah, no, that's entirely what it does. YouTube's a big boy company. They should just pay out when you get it, right? Like, I'm fine if they want to wait to the end of the month, but then it should be like, it doesn't matter how much it is, they should just give it to you anyways. I really, really hate their system so much. Rumble's is the same, but at least theirs is a much lower threshold, right? All right. The car slowly pulled up to the lumber yard and stopped before the chain link fence. There beside him was a second vehicle, a sedan that did all but scream itself as a company car. There in the distance across the yard, he could see a man standing at the entrance to the office waiting for him. Jonathan took a deep breath and stepped out of the car, his hand instinctively going to feel at his side, where he was reassured by the fetish hanging in his coat. The first obstacle was the chain-link fence. A gate was open nearby unless he walked towards it, but his eyes were carefully checking for any wires or fresh mounds of dirt. Once that was cleared, he carefully, yet confidently, walked across the lumber yard and straight towards the man. Still no wires strung along the ground, nor fresh dirt mounds to be had. As he got closer, the man got off the wall and opened the door, heading inside. This is the first time Jonathan could get eyes on the floor and saw the concrete slab that it sat on. No chance to manipulate it or push through, so he would need to make his way out a window if safety was needed. As he stepped into the room behind the man, he turned his eyes and looked about the area, not finding any cameras or devices lying in wait. Yet he was not going to make the mistake of assuming this was not a trap. Instead, it was best to set the pace. Forgive my abrupt and accusing tongue, but why would someone of your stature want to speak with me of all people? Mr. Rossman paused for a moment as he was about to enter the back room where he had planned for everything to go down, and turned to look at his guest. My reasons are my own, and will be discussed No, discuss them now, or walk right back out that door. You may be far more successful of a businessman than I am. That doesn't mean you own me, nor do I appreciate the efforts you've gone to get what is mine. Oh, that's those ones. I see why I stumbled there. Okay, you have gone to get what is rightfully mine. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Itiko. I wish that they would just do it directly to the person, you know what I mean, instead of going through the payment processors. Because they already send it directly to your bank account, right? Divinity Dragon Commander, that one, or Halo Wars. Okay, well, I had Divinity Dragon Commander. That is an old one I have not played in a long, long time. A long time. Okay. Okay. $5. Boop. Alright, that's been added to the bounty. Okay. Mr. Rossman turned to look at this upstart smiler and had to stifle a growl. He wanted to get him into the back room to make it less messy, but as things often did, they were rapidly going away from the planned outcome. I don't believe I know. I will stop you right there. I'm aware that you are working with the NDA, and that you have been after the hotel I own for some time now, it seems. The NDA fucked up and hired some amateurs, and now you're here to what? Make threats? Demands? Attempt to bribe? It was all a risk, but he needed to throw things off balance, get the man to shift perspective. His entire thing stank. Why would Jeremiah Rossman set up a face-to-face meeting, and why was he trying to take him deeper inside the office? Carefully, Jonathan squeezed at the fetish in his coat pocket and nodded his head at the man. Jeremiah let out an annoyed sigh as he turned to face this monster. Has a lot of accusations made quickly, I see. I have a lot of friends. So tell me, why are you so insistent on the hotel, and what are you offering? My reasons are my own, but I'm curious why you think... I told you, I have a lot of friends. Jeremiah was getting annoyed that he was being continually cut off, and so he stepped back towards the man while furrowing his brow. You're an upstart smut peddler, ungrateful and unknowing of what you have, and I've been looking for it for a long time. Jeremiah stepped closer to the man and carefully began to channel energy into his fingertips. In truth, your very name offends my sensibilities. Everglade being one to question the name of others, especially after what Extract did to... That was not my order, nor my wish. And you can rest assured that those who did such a thing were not spared for their transgressions. You think this is some fairy tale fable? The all-consuming evil lording above all else? His words came harsher now as he continued to advance towards Jonathan with a cold and calculated confidence. This is not some myth or moral tale to scare children on the right path, and we each make our way in the world as best we can. Trying to give a lofty speech after the underhanded way you tried to take what was mine. Jonathan stopped, as during his rising hatred he took in a deep breath to fuel his voice, and there he smelt it. This immediately cut off his train of thought, and he tilted his head. Wait, you're a wolf... His words were rendered changed into an exerted grunt as he tried to dodge back. Jeremiah's hands reached up, and only then and there could he see the sparkling on the fingertips. Let's try that again, shall we? Jeremiah's hands reached up, and only then and there could he see the sparkling on the fingertips, and a look of horror came across his face. He had come into this office with a small bit of confidence in that, should he avoid immediate harm, he would be fine. Now he realized in fear that the man that was lunging at him was no man. He was a kindred being, and one of power, as the terrifying gift of the Domari executioner's block was channeled. A single touch is all it would take, and so it did, as the gift coursed through his body and Jonathan was thrown to the floor, palms catching it and head looking up with his neck outstretched. Jeremiah wasted no time in channeling the blade of Moon's light and was drawing it down to attempt to behead the smiler prick. But before the journey of that moonlight blade, that moonlight made deadly, could truly begin, Jonathan managed to twist his head and let out a shout. This caused the man to stumble backwards as Jonathan got up to his feet and closed the distance, all while the sound of cracking bones and stretching sinew filled the room. It had been an unexpected thing to see that his enemy had resisted enough to make distance, and though Jeremiah himself was shifting to his own form, it was the elder skull that grabbed him first, and then pitched him right out through the door into the lumberyard once more. The incredible healing of the Wolverine stitched his wounds together rapidly, though he still got torn up by the glass heavily. He drew up the sword and pointed it back towards the entryway as he let out a long howl, and soon the shadows were moving as dozens of people came rushing into the lumberyard. He had brought the smiler here so that he had... Whoops. Oh, sorry. I see what I did. I jumped ahead. My apologies. That's me failing to read. He had brought the smiler here so that the head could be presented to Eyelander, and he had a lot of guards waiting. Full Sulphur and a couple Wolverine came charging out to aid him in the fight. Yet he then saw the shadow to his side move just for a moment and leapt forward. Left forward, wow. As the raking claws of a Speya attempted to carve through his tendons to cripple him for a time. As he spun briefly to face them, he saw another massive Wolverine come charging through the chain-link fence before more Speya zipped past him in the shadows to attack his men. How many fucking Smilers were there? And how in the name of Meraxis were they actually working together? Chief, you alright? The Speya to his side said as the Damari kept the blade of moonlight between himself and this speedy threat. As Reaper Song came out from the office, he winced and jumped to the side as his left pectoral muscle blossomed and the report of a heavy caliber rifle resounded. Yet this did not put him down outright, and thus he called out in fury. That fucking hurt! Rally and get these underhanded bastards! Reaper Song's voice carried out across the lumberyard as the massive wrecker came barreling over and quickly moved his body to block for the chieftain. At this moment, Jeremiah was stunned that he had kicked a hornet's nest. Yet this was always a risk to be had when dealing with the treacherous Smilers. Off to his flank, one of the Full Sulphur, carrying a heavy shield, let out a yelp of pain as a Speya burst from the shadows and hit the shield with such force that it clearly broke the lesser wolf's arm. The second Speya that had gone past Jeremiah leapt up and tackled the Goothie that was coming to assist and took the fight into a brawl. It all was spiraling, and he needed to rally those of his kin and fellow... My God, chat. Clearly today is going to be a struggle session for reading. It all was spiraling, and he needed to rally those of his kin and funnel the Smilers into one point. Yet as the battle was drawing into a total chaotic melee, an overwhelming howl could be heard that made all the combatants drop to their knees and shiver. It was only then that Jeremiah dared risk a glance back and saw him standing there, moving towards him. Eilander had come up from the shelter. We'll stop there for now. Mostly because I'm having so much difficulty fucking reading, apparently. Ugh. Buh, I say. Buh. There you go, chat. There's your preview. Whoa! That was and the game was louder than I thought it would be. Holy shit. What the? No, I can't. Doesn't work that way. One, it's cold, so that's not going to be good for gargling. But two, it has potassium and magnesium and stuff in it. That's not exactly going to be beneficial. Alright. Also, the reason we're up here, for anyone that hasn't seen, is because the text boxes are underneath me. Alright. Yep, so now we found the wolf and he's dead. Yeah, who knows? We've established that some kind of sensitive, potentially criminal operation has been happening here. And someone may have met their untimely demise after taking a page from the notebook on the desk. Look, I ought to get Morris and them down here to sweep the place. What if the killer's still out there? I have no doubt that they are. My priority remains discovering the whereabouts of Hannah Foxborough. So, what should we do next? You two should return home and leave this to me. Crime scene is no place for a pair of innocent youths. But No buts. It's not safe here. Mr. Noxley, sir? What if our mother is involved in something dangerous? And what if those dangerous people came to our home looking for her and found us instead? At least if we stay with you, you can protect us, right? You kids got no one else to turn to, huh? Don't worry, we'll protect you. Alright. Oh, damn it. Wrong character. We're gonna try. Alright. At least until we know precisely who or what we're dealing with. After shipping operation, fake plates, and canal access all being kept in secret. Oh, it's making us redo this again. Something's being smuggled. Okay, we can just jump through, because now I know if that's not like... It's not like the normal text boxes. That one was like, pick one, right? So, yeah. That person one here is smuggling. The owner is shipping something potentially illicit. Yeah, could be. Moving goods right under the government's nose while looking completely clean from the outside. How would Mom be involved, though? Maybe she didn't know that anything illegal was going on here. She'd probably figure it out the first time she saw the way the trap door was hidden and locked, though. Oh yeah, maybe she went along with it anyway. Like, she didn't think anything was wrong with what the owner was doing? Interesting point. And we still cannot explain the presence of the clockwork devices or the army rations. Still, I believe this notion deserves further exploration. What do you say, Mr. Lestrade? Oh, don't look at me. I never smuggled nothing in my life. But I guess with how the canal system works. Explain it to us, if you please. Right. So, there's canals all through Rivulet. They flow down to the ocean, where there's a big shipyard. And the shipyard is responsible for exports to other nations across the sea, yeah? It's all tightly controlled. If you've got one of those shipping plates on your crate, they'll assume everything's just peachy. The government takes its share from export sales too, so they're incentivized to keep the process nice and quick. So as long as someone doesn't look too closely, and the addresses are sound, smuggling operation using counterfeit shipping plates could go unnoticed for a long time. Might could, and who knows? These plates could be legit, or come from a legit source. So you believe Mr. Forthright might have a co-conspirator within the Rivulet government as well? Maybe. Look at me and Morris. Not one of us is perfect. Being worn down by decades of war will do that. So, what was being smuggled exactly? Something to do with the army rations? Or the clockwork? Wow, I guess it could be anything. True. There seems to be conflicting items of interest remaining. How could the owner be smuggling so carefully? People. Secret smuggling, a food source, false shipping plates, medium-sized crates with protection from the canal waters. You can only assume the smuggled goods here are people. But people? That's sick! Truly awful! I see. The rations are so they have something to eat while they're traveling. Really? Mom wouldn't help with something like that. No. Why the clockwork stuff? True, the clockwork remains a mystery. What if the people being smuggled are going willingly? Baron, you're looking for logic in the Fallout TV show, which is one of the most disgraceful, poorly written piles of dog shit ever to fucking grace the screen. Crates going out of Rivulet. Oh. Well, that's been locked down near 50 years now, huh? Nobody in or out, says the Chancellor. But shipping folks out on the canal? Big, huge risk. And treason for everyone involved if they get caught. You must admit, it makes sense. The secrecy, the food, the owner being paid in coin off the record. Even the copious notes that he's been taking. Possibly instructions for carrying out his shipments. So Mom was helping people escape the country? Oh, she must know the risk if she was caught, though. Yeah, I still don't get that the clocks have to do with anything. Like the device on the floor over there. The clockwork. Last piece of the puzzle. But where to begin? Did you hear that? Something moved over there. I heard it too. Sounded like it came from one of the crates. The open crate was entirely empty, but the sealed one appeared to be locked tight. Perhaps I should take a closer look. Lid is open now. What's inside? I can't see. Ba-da-da! Ah! Close it! Close it! I'm gonna be sick! What is it? He's dead. Who? Look, stuffed inside the crate! Ah! Please step away if you must. I need to investigate. You gotta tell me twice. Come on over here, kids. Go ahead, Todd. I'll help. Tree, are you sure? Yeah, I'm okay. Check for wounds first. A single wound in the small of his back. A little spilled blood. No sign of a weapon of any sort. Stabbed in the back. It's like you felt with your magic. Yes. It's very likely this is the murder that I sensed. Verify age and identity. Appears to be a male wolf, close to old age. Mr. Forthright, the shop owner. Yes, I believe so. Smears of white powder on his shoulders. Smells slightly sweet and delicate. Do you think it's important? Like a clue of some kind? Could be. There is no obvious source. Oh, look here. On the lid, it looks very much like the mechanism we found on the ground next to the other crate. It has a bolt sticking out from the side, too. Maybe it was keeping the lid locked, like the trap door. Indeed. The lid was locked from the inside with a mechanism set to automatically unlock after a certain amount of time. How long, though? It's like a regular clock. Couldn't keep itself wound for all that long. Let's assume the lid was locked before we came to the shop this morning. If the crate was meant to stay locked to prevent discovery of the person being smuggled inside, then it would need at least a day for transport from the canal to the coal-powered vessel at the shipyard. A day? About 24 hours. Seems easy to remember. I agree. 24 hours seems accurate. His body is not yet beginning to rot, so he was killed recently. Like, last night. We were too late to help. Calm yourself, Tree. We could not have known that was going to transpire here. I've seen enough. Let's leave him for the police. About time! We should have gotten them involved from the start, like I said. If my sensing was correct, Mr. Forthright was killed while working at his desk in the basement here. His body was dragged across the floor and hidden inside the crate, and the lid was closed. But closing the lid triggered the lock, the timing mechanism, so the crate remained sealed for 24 hours. Crate was already stamped and ready to go, right? If the killer wanted to hide what they did, why didn't they push the crate out and let the canal workers pick it up? That's a very good point. I can think of two reasons. Either the culprit was physically incapable of moving the crate, or the culprit needed the crate for something else. You think they put the body in there by mistake? Maybe they panicked and didn't know what to do. Well, I need to get out of here and report this to Morrison and his boys. Not so fast, Mr. Lestrade. You're still a person of interest and therefore a suspect. Oh, come on, Seven. I thought we were friends here. Anyone who has been here in the past day is a suspect, including you, as well as Miss Foxborough. Mom, too? But... Calm down. I was not hired to catch a murderer, only to locate your mother. But if she is involved... So, let me go tell Morris I'm innocent. I got nothing to hide, I swear it. Perhaps. There's still a chance the perpetrator will return to the scene of the crime, and soon. In fact, I believe that is all but guaranteed. Huh? How so? 12 hours. That's all I ask of you, Mr. Lestrade. Give me 12 hours to get to the bottom of this. I don't get you. This is serious. Not some kind of game. You really think you've got it all figured out? Mr. Lestrade is going to need convincing. It's time for me to tear down his arguments one at a time. Oh, we're doing the struggle. So who exactly do you suspect, besides me anyway? Who do you think is going to show up? There's a missing piece that he seems to have forgotten concerning a return to the scene. Let us jog his memory. This one. Another intruder. Thank you. Another intruder. The intruder you claimed to hear while you were tied up down here. They arrived about an hour before us, yes? Oh, yeah. Guess I kind of forgot about that. But they gotta be long gone by now, yeah? I mean, the person I heard could have been anybody. What makes you think they're gonna try again? Simple enough. Found something that showed why the intruder would want to return after a certain time period. Timer. The 24-hour timing mechanism. Killer needed access to either the body or the crate and needed to wait for it to unlock. Huh. Just realized. The killer must know what the device is for, right? Like, the old bloke must have told him it was a 24-hour timer, right? So I guess they did know each other. Hadn't considered that before. You're quite correct. Thank you for that insight, Mr. Lestrade. Yeah, alright. So you got a plan? Why should you be the one to nab the baddie, huh? What's so special about you? It's my investigation, and more than that, I have special clearance that allows me to be here. Well, actually, as you can see, I'm a gold badge bearer. I have permission from the Chancellor himself to investigate anywhere I deem necessary. Please leave the intruder to me. I'll confront them and have justice for Mr. Forthright. Alright. You win, Seven. I'll get out of your way. Still think this is a bad idea, though. Thank you for your help, Mr. Lestrade. Be sure to set the rug over the trap door again before you go. Right. Kids? There's trouble. You run and tell the police, alright? Don't try and be heroes. Mr. Noxley? How did he die? He was stabbed, Todd. In the back. Just like 7 cents with his magic. You really did figure it out. That's correct. That's why I insist you follow my instructions. That way I can ensure your safety. I should go over my notes again while we have a moment. There's something odd I noticed about the victim. There's something odd about the wound. It was clean. A single puncture, but no sign of tissue damage where it was removed. The weapon wasn't removed. Did it get stuck? A morbid thought, but perhaps so. I should see if the murder weapon turns up when our suspect does. You told Chuck to hide the trapdoor again. That means you aren't going to try to send us home, are you? As you said when we first met, if it's your mother who turns up, I may frighten her. Yeah, I kind of hope Mom comes back, but I also kind of don't. The first sign of an intruder, I want you two to hide inside the empty crate and snuff the lamp. I want you to stay hidden until I can identify our suspect. This is for your safety, understood? Yeah. Alright, cool. We made it to the next checkpoint. Next checkpoint. Someone opened the front door upstairs. Somebody's here. Mr. Lestrade coming back? We can't know for sure. You two hide in the crate like we practiced. Take my lantern. I'll cover the top with my coat. Oh, it's you! Uh-oh. Dr. Whitefield? Oh, stars alive, you scared me. Have we met? Yes, earlier today in the Cobble District. My name is Seven Noxley. Ah, that's right. Here with the young fox boy. I see you brought your own lantern. What exactly are you doing here? Well, I was told there was a body here. Yes, and I've come to perform a post-mortem diagnosis, you see. Who told you about that? That Burley fellow, yes. Said he found a body in the clockmaker's shop, and that I should come give it a look. Seemed to be in quite a hurry, so I came by myself. Chuckles. You must have noticed it by now, too. The stench of blood is attracted to a fellow dragon, isn't it? Yes. Let's ask you to leave so I may complete my work in peace and privacy. Go on now. Wait a minute. Why would he take the word of a random passerby and not an order from the police? And why is he in such a hurry? No, Chuckles didn't tell him anything. He was waiting for Chuckles to leave. Well, it's the duel. Okay. Mr. Noxley, did you hear me? Yes, Doctor, of course. Before I go, though, I do have one question. How did you know about this room? About the existence of this basement? Eh? What do you mean? Where are you going with this? Aha, you realized it just now. You need to demonstrate that I've caught him in a trap. Right from my notebook will demonstrate my claim, how he was able to access the basement despite all logic. Trapdoor leading into the basement. It's a lot of the complex mechanism, yet you managed to open it with ease. That was nothing. Most basements in the Cobble District are locked in a similar manner. Not this one. The owner replaced the entire floor to hide this basement. Designed the locking mechanism himself. What? He's not the detective. This is the detective right here. You got the wrong ones. This is the suspect. Well then, I merely figured out the trick, yes? After all, to come down here, you must have done the same. Perhaps, but my investigation took some time. And speaking of which, you came down rather quickly. You barely needed your lantern. Almost like you knew what to expect in here. It's an ordinary basement. What are you insinuating? Perhaps you know as well as I do what's actually going on down here. First step in concerning him is showing that I've done my homework. I'll have to improvise beyond that. Exactly what authority do you have to be here, Oh, this could really fuck him up. Show your badge. See this badge? Someone has bestowed unlimited access to all parts of Riverlet to complete my work. No, you couldn't be one of them! Oh, he knows. And now he's rattled. Time to strike. My turn. Time to demonstrate my thoroughness. Just about finished my investigation down here. However, I feel like you seem quite comfortable down here. I think I know why. You know as well as I do what to expect from the clockmaker's shop and this basement. Oh no! Which? Because I don't know what he's going to say. I don't know for sure what he's going to say, right? This is one of those ones where I'm like, the clock seller need canal access. Who the fuck cares that one, right? I mean, that one also could be. That one also could work, right? Now that I think about it, like, how could you twist the words to it? Why does the clock seller need canal access? What is he shipping out? Why is he shipping out clocks like this? Surely the person would buy the clock here, and then, like, I could see that being the response, right? What was the owner working on down here? Like, the worker was clearly working on some fucking stuff here, especially with the nameplates and everything. Why was the basement so well hidden? Well, it's because you've got crates already stamped with shipping approvals. Well, stamped, I say, bolted with shipping approvals, right? When they've not been inspected, that's a big fucking no-no. No. Again, the wolf is the clock seller, Benny. And also, we can't just say we know it's for shipping people, right? I'm trying to think in this game's logic. Like, because technically, all three of these could work as a way to get there, right? Why was this basement so well hidden? You know, again, because they're doing illegal stuff. What was the shop owner working on down here? Again, he was doing illicit stuff. Canal access is the weakest, yes. The two I'm mostly focused on are the top one and the bottom one. I'm gonna shoot my shot for why was this basement so well hidden, right? I'm gonna shoot my shot here. Just wonder, why was the basement hidden so well? The hidden hatch, the rug and table covering it up? Well, for safety's sake, I suppose. I wouldn't want someone accidentally falling, you know. That's true. Still, such an elaborate clockwork mechanism to hide access to the basement. Quite strange. She merely got bored and liked to tinker. Making a lock for the door was just a diversion. God damn it. What was the shop owner working on down here? Motherfucker. This is what I mean when I say I don't know what he's gonna say afterwards, and it frustrates me. Which I'm not concerned about. The basement, however, clearly something intricate was going on here. merely see goods left in storage. This basement is no different from the countless others. The basement itself appears normal at first glance. I've already uncovered its true purpose. There are clear signs of smuggling operation going on here. Smuggling people, citizens of Rivulet. What? Smuggling people? To where? Out of the country, naturally. Citizens cannot leave by choice, and this is a valuable alternative. Why are you telling me about this, Mr. Noxley? Why not tell the police or the army instead? I'm telling you to gauge your reaction, and honestly, I seem terribly surprised. Is it that obvious? No. I suppose it is. I just have my mind on other things, like the corpse you're guarding from me. Don't worry. It isn't going anywhere, and neither am I. So make yourself comfortable, Dr. Whitefield. You so certain that the hyena wasn't responsible for what happened here? He looked like a ruffian. Well, we know from the thing, we know he didn't, like, kill the wolf, right? No, he wasn't completely unarmed. He had a pry bar. Right? But that's typical equipment for a scavenger. Like, he had a pry bar with him. But the pry bar is not what made the wound on the wolf. That's all he had. I think only a fool would return to the crime scene. That's the one that seems the most right now. I don't know why you would ever pick. I do not know for certain. Because that feels like it'd just give ammunition to calm Whitefield down, right? Now he's carrying a pry bar, which again, that could easily be used as a weapon. But we know that the pry bar wasn't used to kill the wolf. It was a blade of some kind, or a needle. I'm gonna try it. Yeah, the hyena was told by the police under the table to come here as a scavenger. He wasn't carrying a weapon. I searched him thoroughly. So you did meet him. How do I know you two aren't in this together, Did he leave you to clean up the scene? Trying to go on the offense. At least I managed to distract him momentarily. Now that you're here, it's time to find out why, particularly at this time of night. Well, after hours, and surely if the police needed your assistance, they could call upon you tomorrow. But it had to be today. In fact, this isn't your first visit to the clockmaker's shop, is it? Curious that you came here at such a specific time. You also knew how to enter the basement and where to go. Yes, and as I said, that hyena told me all about it. Did he, though? Seems strange. Twice in one day, at the most convenient of times, you were right outside. So what? My practice is not far from here. It's conceivable that I'm passing by frequently. Not the second time he's come here today. Perhaps the third, because he is also... third intruder. Lestrade, the hyena, as you call him, testified something interesting when I spoke with him earlier. He claims someone else tried to enter the shop while he was inside and fled when they realized they were not alone. He told you that? Just what were you two doing in here? You sound nervous, and I can't help but think it was you who walked in on Mr. Lestrade. Well, you so confidently entered and unlocked the hatch to reach the basement. You've done it before. And as such, I believe you were aware of the smuggling operation in the basement. You may even be a customer. It was admitted a bold accusation to make, but I need to make strides if I want to get to the bottom of this. Shouldn't you be getting some rest? It's getting late. Yeah, that's true. I'm a creature of darkness. I thrive in the night. So it's true then. Plasma dragons are weakened by exposure to the light. Fascinating. That's right. Focus on something else. Turn your attention to me and not what you came here to do. But no, that's the thing. Remember, because that's why we have sunglasses and everything. He actually has to wear them in bright areas. His eyes aren't meant for light, aren't meant for like bright areas and things. So he genuinely needs sunglasses. She missed her forthright smuggling services, meaning he wanted to escape Rivulet. It's been a fanciful tale, Mr. Noxley, but I think it's nearly time for you to go. I have work to do. Mr. Forthright isn't going anywhere. Instead, I'll ask that you indulge me on something. Your interest in the smuggler's service isn't purely curiosity. Something happened recently that drove you to seek him out. You were afraid of a recent event. That should be the new draft. This announcement made you seek out the service of the smuggler, something you can no longer ignore. Preposterous! I had successful practice here in Rivulet, my birthplace, my home. True, but this was different. It has sent waves through much of the capital city, rich and poor alike. Ridiculous! Even discussing the idea of smuggling people out of the country is treasonous, Mr. Noxley. To some, yes. This is a matter serious enough to make you reconsider your entire livelihood. Draft notice. The new one. Because again, they lowered the age, and now they're forcing everyone 13 and above, 13 to 40. Like, holy shit, they're gonna force them all to the front lines. Oh, what timing? Oh, you guys can't hear it. The emergency weather system went off the moment I clicked on the draft and talked about going to the front lines. So it sounds like a fucking air raid. What timing? That's very, very subtle. Speaking of the front lines, it's here, motherfucker. Welcome to the cornfields. You must have seen this pamphlet. Another round of drafts to the Rivulet front lines. It's a tense time. Yes, of course. But why would that apply to me? Did you serve your 2 years fighting the Fellfather Empire? Well, no. I'm a pale dragon, exempt from service due to physical and magical limitations. And yet, once again, timing's not a coincidence. This draft announcement has you worried, Dr. Whitefield. Why would the draft concern a pale dragon of his age? There must be a reason. So concerned with my activities, then why not come by my practice tomorrow so we can discuss it further? I also want to do this, because again, we want to keep on the offensive now. And where would your practice be? That could be one too, like, oh, you know, it's miles away. Actually, that could be a thing, Anti-Boy Scout. Yeah, he did say it was nearby, but what if he then gives us some place that it's across the district? It's like, that's not nearby. Yeah, what if he isn't an actual pale dragon, right? I'm fine with talking right now. No need. I'm fine discussing things right here, right now. You are? In the dark with the wetness and the noise? Surely you aren't comfortable here. I'm not, but neither are you. Let us see who cracks first, shall we? So going about at night, getting involved with a smuggler, and attempting to commit treason by avoiding the draft. You're hiding something. A secret so personal that being discovered is a secret you would kill to protect. Excuse me? Are you accusing me of murder now? Allow me to make a conjecture. If I'm wrong, it means you have nothing to hide, correct? Here you're so desperate to protect. You can't swim. You're not what you appear to be. Could we cut it? It's a long shot, but I have to try. You're hiding something. That much is clear. The reason the draft scared you is you do qualify for it. Nonsense! Government declared me unfit for service long ago, just like you. Perhaps they made a mistake. Perhaps you've been lying to the government all this time. Because you're not what you appear to be. You've been lying about this for your entire life. Let's give it a shot, shall we? An older gentleman must have not served his time yet if he's so afraid of the draft announcement. You then? So eagerly serve on the front lines just because your government said to? Service to this country is over and done with. I'm more interested in your allegiance. What? What? He didn't even... What? What? I was thinking the white residue might be like a side effect, like maybe he's been doing stuff to him. We lost. He was all the way down to here, and it jumped us all the way back here. Did it not, like... We'll try it. That's right. Not a pale dragon at all. But living the lie was much safer than the alternative. Let's say. Your secret is safe with me. Another feeling of standing out, being treated as a menace. Do you, though? The draft? Using and reusing dragons for their powers? Condemning them to a death sentence? So you do not deny it. Ah, around your collar I'm beginning to see your true colors, so to speak. You were waiting so long into the shop that you didn't have a chance to reapply your powdery white cover. Why didn't the white powder work? Oh, game logic. Oh, game logic. I fucking hate it. The white powder should have worked for the other one. That's fucking annoying. That's fucking annoying. We tried. Yeah, we did, and we got that weird taste. He was like, what the fuck are you doing? Very soft shade of blue. Nearly missed it entirely. You must be a winter dragon. Magical control over ice. How dare you betray one of your own kind like this? You have no right to judge me. Easy now. As I said, I won't betray your identity to anyone. What good my word does for me, at least. What do you mean by that? I find out his secret too. I'll link the two together directly. You're to the shop after hours, Breaking and entering, perhaps? I came in through the front door, same as you. It was already unlocked for mysterious reasons. I mean, of course you did. You certainly didn't come in through the canal doors. I suspect there's more than meets the eye to the broken lock in the front door. Very good. For you, hiding your appearance in the guise of a pale dragon makes you immune to the draft, normally. But the time and effort to hide in plain sight has been taking its toll. You decided that enough is enough. How dare you judge me solely by appearance? Draw attention with our powers. You should know that. I do indeed. Unfortunately, your method for hiding your identity is imperfect and it reveals something. Blue scales white to hide his appearance. Could the answer truly be this simple? That's a good idea. Alright. I've been in contact with him recently. My bluff will knock him off balance. Reveal something. My time investigating, I believe I've stumbled upon evidence that you've been in contact with the victim. You did? What makes you think I've somehow touched the body? When would I have had a chance with you standing here? There it is. I said contact. But he knew I meant his touching the victim directly. Let's see where this goes. Not today, but recently. This finding shows that you're potentially in contact with him directly. Now it's the powder, right? Oh, there it is. On the shoulders of Mr. Forthright's body, I found an unusual white residue. Something rubbed off on him. It could be anything, but with the moisture down here, I believe it would be a water-resistant powder. Same kind that one would wear if they wished to conceal their true coloration. Sound familiar, Doctor? What you're saying is true. That powder could be anything. Flour from the rations, for instance. There's no flour in the rations. But curious that you knew what those were in this dim light. But nevertheless. That's why the powder didn't work before. I know. That's fucking annoying. That's frustrating. We had him. We had him dead to rights, and because the powder is like, well, technically that would work to show that he was hiding himself, but you need that for a later one. That's fucking frustrating. Alright. To indicate contact from behind, as if he were dragged with great difficulty. Any blood left on the ground was diluted by the water, but this persistent powder still remains on his clothes. Still meaningless. This man was to help me, as you say, then what reason would I have to harm him? Motive, of course. Don't worry, I didn't forget. We're in the capital city of Rivulet. You knew that miasmic dragons aren't welcomed here. Let me go where I'm needed. Go where I'm needed. The wind blows and I bend with it. Today it has led me here. You're mysterious, Mr. Noxley. I think you should be writing novels in your spare time. Demonstrated that I'm not leaving in a roundabout way. Let's continue sparring. Yeah, I know. That's why I don't. It's the same reason I don't like dialogue wheels. It's like, All I know is that you were in contact with the victim recently. That could be for any reason, though. That's right. I could have brushed past him in an alleyway for all you know. It proves nothing. True. That is why I must establish a motive as well. Reason you would kill to save yourself. Just amuse yourself to want to play detective like this. Fine, have your fun. Let us hear it. Certainly the doctor happened that nonetheless made him feel involved. Mr. Forthright. Well, I mean, this one we have the hidden money in the desk. But why would he take the business himself? If he's trying to escape, why would he take the business for himself? How do we know the owner hates dragons? He wouldn't be in cahoots with the scav because the scav scared him off. I don't know what's on the missing page. I need to know what's on the missing page. But we don't know. Yeah, he's definitely breathing heavily. I don't think it'd be about the money. Why? I mean, it could be like Cuba. Again, we already know that this is a very tightly controlled, like, even thinking about leaving the country is treason, right? So we already know this government's pretty fucked. Sure, they broke it away from an empire, but that doesn't necessarily mean the empire was bad, right? What sort of clues do we have? Hold on. What possible indication do we have that he hates dragons, right? So this isn't updated yet. So this one works with the failing business, but why would he want that? We have the desk. Would it be the failing business? That's the only thing I can think of as a setup, right? Because again, what do we have that shows that he hates dragons? Nothing, right? We have nothing that shows that. The money hasn't been talked about here. I mean, I guess it could be failing business. Like, why Why would he not just get smuggled? Right, he wants out. Why would he not just be smuggled out? I don't know. I'm trying to use the game's logic here. Again, what evidence do we have of this? I don't see any evidence we have of this. Why would he plan to take the business himself? He's trying to escape, right? Why, if he was in cahoots with the scav, why would he run away when he heard the scav's voice? I'm going to say probably about the money, and then likely the failing business. It's about the money. Many of life's problems, the issue is money. But whose, I wonder? After all, you seem quite well off. Arguing about money? Said it yourself, I'm not in any financial straits. You aren't, perhaps, but this is only one side of the story. After all, there was a second party involved. I believe the discovery would demonstrate why you feared betrayal, why the victim needed money. Okay, failing business. Doctor is clearly hiding secrets, paranoid to a fault. Perhaps he discovered the smuggler's own secret. I have an idea. Why you feared cooperating with the smuggler, feared his inevitable betrayal. Shop was behind on taxes and in danger of repossession by the government. That includes the basement. The cash collection box upstairs has been his cover before now, but recently he's lacked the coins to keep it filled. Either you feared the discovery of the smuggling operation, or you feared the smuggler turning you over to the police. What? Why would I betray someone who was helping me? Hypothetically, of course. I want to hear your reasoning. Mr. Forthright was in danger of losing his shop and his smuggling operation. You may have been his final client. What if he discovered your secret too? Your actual identity as a winter dragon, trying to avoid the draft. If he locked you in one of these crates and turned you over to the government, surely they would pay him a bounty. Impossible! Unthinkable! And if he betrayed me, I could turn around and report his smuggling operation. Possibly, but Mr. Forthright was a careful man. He could easily hide any trace of his activities from the police. And with the shipping plates and military rations we found, he has already had contact with someone within the government. No! Must have touched a nerve. There's no doubt this man is quite desperate, but I cannot let up now. One last hurdle. How did he do it? Clearly out to make my job as difficult as possible, but I know you didn't actually poison the boy from earlier. I think we want to keep on the offensive here. Perhaps I did. Perhaps I just wanted to see what would happen. Would you like to find out as well? I knew you might ask, but dragons were wicked. You're a bane to everything I stand for. And having to play the part of the monster in the night, it seems to have knocked him off balance. There you do anything to protect your secret identity, and conversely, your paranoia has consumed you. How to go about the deed. You're a doctor. A quick, incisive strike is all you would need to succeed. You think I would use one of my own medical tools in such a manner? You are gravely mistaken. Perhaps. It is true that I did not find a murder weapon yet. It does not mean I've given up. Yet what if the murder weapon was something otherwise innocuous, something unexpected in most hands? Winter Dragon, using magic, there's water on the floors. He made it an ice shiv! He ice shivved the fucker! Use your winter dragon magic to do the deed. The reason dragons are so eagerly drafted into the war at all, our ability to use magic. So what? You think I somehow used magic to freeze the victim? That's not how winter dragons work. Oh, I know. We sense and manipulate natural phenomena. Powers are contingent on our environment. However, there's something in this environment that causes everything to make sense. Yes, this must be the weapon. The basement floor with all the water. Pockets of water. He could have used his winter dragon magic to freeze the water into a piercing shard of ice. The attack was spontaneous. He just came to talk, but something happened, and you felt the need to silence him. You approached from behind, put your hand into a puddle of water, and drew out a long blade of magical ice. That's why the weapon disappeared. It melted after being thrust into the victim's back. It explains everything. How could you? You've given up on denying and dismissal. You're nearly at your breaking point. Don't worry, it'll be over soon. So far, everything I presented is but a fanciful tale, as plausible as it sounds. The only thing left is hard evidence. Evidence you were here, and that you interacted with the smuggler directly. Easy. But is he careless enough to still be carrying it? I wonder. I'll have to try. The torn paper. It's gotta be the torn paper. That's the only thing left. More important work you could be doing? My work is in service of the truth, and I can think of no more important place to be than right here. Truth can be fickle and distorted. Any doctor would tell you the same thing. Seems distracted and ready to open up. Means he's letting his guard down. Things are becoming quite clear. Given the circumstances, only a skilled winter dragon could have done the deed. Unfortunately, I lack that single decisive piece of evidence linking you to the victim in the crime scene. That's right! Now your fanciful tale of magic and murder has come to a close. Has it? There's always the possibility you carry that evidence on you right now. What do you say? I say, you've no shame at all, Mr. Noxley. You're no policeman. You have the right to search me. He's stumbling, nervous. He's definitely carrying it. Now demonstrate what it is. Took something from this basement. Of course, if you wanted to cover your involvement with the victim, then you needed to hide a piece of evidence. Is this about the supposed powder you found on his clothes? Because that's meaningless. Could have rubbed off any time. Let me finish. Picture the scenario. You've just ended the victim's life and hidden his body out of view. But you interrupted his work and something stood out. Something linking you to the smuggler directly. Something small, perhaps meaningless outside of the context. You had to keep it as a contingency. I've got you now! He couldn't be foolish enough to still have the torn page on him, could he? Unless it has information he needs. Again, I don't care, Baron, about Season 2. The smuggler kept detailed notes in his notebook, but was careful to remove and destroy each page when he finished. That is, except for the last page in the book. It was ripped from the binding. Someone else removed it. What was written on that page? Perhaps something linking the killer to the victim directly? It'd be trivial to discard the page, unless of course it contains something useful to the killer. But as long as the culprit had control of the page, they could take all the time they needed to analyze its meaning. Matching up the unique coding on the page and the shape on the edge, where it was torn, would prove it without a doubt. Well, Dr. Whitefield, would you mind turning out your pockets for me? This is... How did you... You're forthright! He did this to me! He's ruined my life! Your pockets, Dr. Whitefield. Sorry. Show me the page. I'm just trying to locate a missing person. Well done, Mr. Noxley. I'm so tired of hiding in plain sight every hour of every day. I give up. Here, take the page. I'm not here to cause you harm. I merely want to find a missing person. Let's see what we have here. Oh my god, he called him the Frosty Physician. Holy shit, he knew. He knew he was a winter dragon. Oh my god. $1,000 coins. He wanted him to give him 1,000 coins. Holy shit. Yep. 1,000. Yep, that zero's added. Looks like a transaction log. You must be the Frosty Physician. Forthright figured out your secret, your true identity as a winter dragon. You didn't know until you saw this. Yes, that's when I realized why I was being extorted. He knew I was desperate. He took advantage of me. I see. 1,000 coin. Looks like he changed the price from what he usually expects. You hadn't paid for the service. You arrived in the middle of the night. The smuggler assumed you were here to pay. And when you noticed how he recorded your identity, you knew he'd figured out your secret. That's why you... Now who's on the other side? The Mauve Mother? F-114. That must be another customer's home address. Oh no! She got smuggled out already, I bet. Oh no! She paid for herself, and she paid for getting her children out as well. She's already been smuggled out. Oh no! Fuck. Oh no. Oh no. She's waiting for the kids. Oh fuck. That's our address in the Dirt District. Mom, Mother. Mom! Todd, Tree, I told you to stay hidden. Used from earlier today. Yes, these must be the finicky foxes. Appears so. And it appears you were paid for, unlike the doctor here. Oh my. Afraid your mother's not here. She's already been smuggled out. And the two of you were meant to be next. No, Mom's gone? What do we do now? Dr. Whitefield, tell us everything from the beginning. We need to track down their mother. No, you pretty much guessed it all, Mr. Noxley. Impressive work, I must admit. And tell us about the smuggler. Anything you can. Crates are bound for the nation of Solblanc, right? Or yes? Oops. That's right. Forthright has a place in Solblanc that he ships these crates to, and a contact on the ship. I learned of this alleged service from a ruffian who could only pay me with information after I treated him. That's why I took the page. Passphrase. Way to identify myself to Forthright's contact on the ship. Passphrase. A different one for each client, then. Salty Days Howl is typed across the page here. Forthright has been smuggling civilians out of Rivulet for years. Expensive service. And he was intensely private. With this new draft, and the aggression of the draft enforcers, I knew I was going to be caught soon. The next shipment was coming up. I came late last night to settle my debt, so I could be out of the country at last. Forthright wasn't expecting me, so he'd locked the door. That's why I broke the lock. I had to get inside before. You hadn't paid Mr. Forthright ahead of time, so only one crate was fully prepared, but time was running out. Yes, I finally decided to pay his ridiculous sum when I noticed the page in his notebook. He knew I had been evading the draft. He knew my secret. I cannot trust him. That's why I... Draft. Todd is of age to qualify for service. Miss Foxborough must be trying to protect her son. With 300 gold coins for the three of you. She must have been making irregular payments to the smuggler for a long time. Hasn't been the same since Dad died in action. She could have just told us her plan. This amount of gold coins. He asked for 10 times as much money from Whitefield. He must have been desperate. That sum of money, he could pay his tax debt and keep the shop and his smuggling operation afloat a while longer. Smuggling children must have been a special case for Forthright. He must have sworn her the strictest secrecy. He has your address. He likely would have come to fetch you himself when it was time. That is until. Sealed crate with the timed lock. That must have been the one meant to transport the Foxborough children. After you attacked Dr. Whitefield, you needed a place. After you attacked Dr. Whitefield, you needed a place to dispose of what you'd done quickly. You hid the body inside the and closed it, not realizing 24-hour lock would engage. You made a fatal mistake. Yes, Forthright said the crate would lock for one day, for our protection as well as his own. At first I planned to push it out myself, then I realized it's the only prepared crate that can lock from the inside. If I wanted to use the crate to transport myself, I would need to return and properly dispose of the body first. Shop had tried to cover up the hatch so the basement wouldn't be discovered before I came back. But I wasn't strong enough to lift the table upright again. I feel like that mistake may have been my undoing. The crate was already prepared, and Hannah was set outside on the canal. Forthright planned to fetch the children next. Fortunately, you interrupted him, and their mother was whisked away without ever realizing what was happening. Dr. Whitefield, do you know where the smuggler sent Hannah Foxborough? Any clue at all would help. Give me clear instructions for how to navigate the ship when I arrived on board. New life in the nation of Solblanc. Yes. That passphrase is the key to my freedom. Give the page back and let me go free. I'll take the children to their mother. Do we have a deal? Mr. Noxley. No. Even if I sympathize with you and the Foxboroughs, I cannot allow a murderer to go unpunished. Surrender to me, and I shall see that you stand a fair trial. Look around you. You've nowhere to run, Dr. Whitefield. A trial? Are you daft? I've evaded the army for so long. The Chancellor to delight in making an example out of me. Then surrender quietly and ask for mercy. Mercy? Mercy? Wait! You don't want to do this. Not in front of the children. Think about what you're doing, Whitefield. Ha! My asthma dragon! You're a vessel for filth and disease! Destroying you would be doing the medical world a favor! Mr. Noxley, get ready! My lantern! What are you doing, you little... Uh-oh. Remember who has the advantage in the darkness. Stop! Enough! I yield! Good work, Todd. I remembered. You said you could see in the dark, right? Low light, actually, but still worked out. Dr. Whitefield, it's time to give up. Hey, what should I do? Todd Tree, go and get help. Any guard tower will do. What if they won't listen again? Detective, this is Morris with the Revolt Capitol Police. Do you need any assistance? It's the police. We're down here. Chuckles. He must have told someone after all. Must not have trusted me to handle this on my own. Morris, I'm sending Dr. Whitefield up first. Take him into custody for the murder of Lupin Forthright. What is this about? Did you say Mr. Forthright was murdered? His body is downstairs, and I've obtained a verbal confession from his killer, Dr. Whitefield. Or Dr. Whitefield? Yes, I did it. Killed the man. was a moment of rage, of weakness. I acted alone. Please, have mercy on me. It's not up to me. Any other crimes to report? Were you responsible for the shop's break-in as well? Yes. I broke in before confronting Forthright. I assaulted Mr. Noxley here. I'm choosing not to press charges for that. What? Assaulting a Gold Star officer of Rivulet, you might never see the sun again. And a fellow dragon's survival instincts. You still have the capacity to do good in the world. Well then, what you're looking for. Sure I won't get in your way any further. Owning operation. I trust him. Much of a choice. Time is running out. Well, regardless, I suppose I'm working late tonight. On my way home when I was told of the situation here. And allow me to turn over my evidence concerning the murder. And congratulations on your first arrest. Yes. Goodness, you're quite thorough. Take the entire week for me to sort through all this. Time to track down Miss Foxborough's destination before the shipping port goes into lockdown, I hope. Mr. Officer, you're friends with Mr. Noxley, right? Well, we're acquaintances. Is Detective Noxley trying to help you find your missing mother? Yeah, can you help us? Last officer we talked to said he couldn't do anything to help, but... That's correct. Well, there's closed borders, so missing persons are not pursued until at least a week has passed. Jesus Christ! A week? You can go missing for a week? Before they even try to look? What the fuck? Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, you don't find many missing people, do you? Holy shit! A fucking week? Holy shit! But this is a special case. It's our mom! Never mind, the whole system sucks. Exactly. Holy shit! Well, remember, this police force isn't even like an actual police force either. Remember, that's another thing we discovered. The Chancellor just allows them to operate because they need something keeping law and order. Holy fuck. Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Imagine someone kidnaps the children and you're not even allowed to look for them for a week. Holy fuck. Oh, the borders are all closed. He's gonna be somewhere here in the border. Oh my god. The entire system is fucked. Holy shit. Taken by the government. No, specifically for him. No, specifically. He's just trying to help, but I won't let the Foxboroughs fall into the Army's orphanage program. Not to worry, officer. Recently made a major breakthrough in my investigation. It shouldn't be much longer now. That's right. Miss Noxley will find her. Is there anything I can do to help? Oh, there is one thing. Investigation brought me here, so I ask that you and the police leave this business undisturbed until tomorrow. Mr. Forthright's body is still here, right? That's right. You can take it away, but leave the rest to me until I finish my investigation. Do we have a deal? Well, it's an odd request, but I'll see what I can do. Mr. Shekels, you came back! Yep. I was waiting for Morris to finish up in here. So, that was the guy, huh? Another dragon? Mr. Lestrade, why did you alert the police? I had the situation handled. Are you kidding me, Seven? I never should have left you guys alone like that. Kids, can you forgive me? I don't know what I was thinking. No. His name is actually Lestrade. His nickname is Chuckles. Right? His nickname is Chuckles. But his actual name is Lestrade. You get it? You get it, Calback? It's Mr. Lestrade. In a detective game. Chuck Lestrade. Yep, that's his full name. Yes, I get it. But chat, do the rest of you get it? His name is Mr. Lestrade in a detective game. It's pretty scary when that dragon showed up instead of our mom, but I guess I can forgive you. Me too. I'm just glad Mr. Noxley didn't get hurt. No, Lestrade. Lestrade. They said I had things more or less handled. See? Chuck Lestrade. Oh, you can't see it. I'm in the way. Chuck Lestrade. As in Inspector Lestrade. Yeah, that's the thing, though. Dragons are reckless. They're natural hunters. No offense, Seven. That's why they're so important to the army. They get way too aggressive. That's why I knew you were in over your head. Anti-dragon sentiment. Not the first time I've heard these assumptions. Perhaps I was consumed by the thrill of the hunt. Yep. You don't gotta put yourself at risk for no good reason. Anytime you need a hand, come ask old Chuckles, alright? Alright. Todd, Tree, Chuckles, I apologize. Alright, let's get these kids home, huh? It's getting late. My job isn't done. I still need to locate their mother, and I fear time may be running out. This again? Oh, don't do nothing dangerous. Maybe I ought to come with you guys anyway. Unfortunately, this is a job for us alone. You'll have to trust me this time, Mr. Lestrade. Alright, heading out then. Good luck, kids. What should we do now? Mom could be anywhere. Dr. Whitefield said he would take you to her, and the smuggler's clients are all going to the same place. So you mean on the canal? No. You won't be going via crate. Could escort you both to the shipyard directly. You should stop by your home so you can gather your things. Take anything that you couldn't bear to part with. Badge will get us into the shipyard, and we know the vessel is bound for Sol Blanc. That narrows things down. Sounds risky. You don't have to put yourself in danger just to help us. Mr. Noxley, isn't this treason? By the way, he's a miasma dragon. So he's a dragon of death, decay, rot. They're very much discriminated against. Dragons in general people are wary of them because they're afraid of the bloodlust. But miasma dragons in particular, they aren't allowed to serve in any of the combat or front lines because they demoralize things too much. And it's because they can control rot, disease, decay. I wouldn't be surprised if they can reanimate corpses and shit like that, right? You can imagine how demoralizing that would be to see your buddy Jim that got smoked by a sniper's bullet. Now you're sad that Jim's gone. Then to see a miasma dragon puppeting him around. Ugh. Yeah, I can understand why. War crime dragon. Yep. You saved me. I'm indebted to you. Risk is substantial, but I cannot leave a client's request unfulfilled. What's going to happen to Dr. Whitefield? You think he'll tell the police about the shipyard? It's a risk we have to take. I have my badge and I kept the notebook page. It will tell us what to do. You're supposed to give that to the police? Like, isn't that illegal? Are you going to get in trouble? Nonsense. Merely a gift from Dr. Whitefield, nothing more. I guess. At least I got to hear you interrogate him. That was wonderful, Mr. Noxley. Thank you, Todd. I've never seen the shipyard. How far is it? On the other end of the swamp. If we hurry, we can make it there before dawn when the ship's finished loading. There's the second highest, tightest controlled area in Rivulet besides the Chancellor's Palace itself. But we have to try. If we don't reach the shipyard by morning, their mother could be gone forever. Woo! At dawn the next day. There's one guard today. How odd. Should show my badge. 7 Noxley, Rivulet Government. I'm here on official business. May we pass? Huh. Be my guest. Be my guest? I'll take his post seriously. Isn't letting this opportunity pass us by. Do you think he's getting the police? Doesn't matter. Let's find Mom before we get caught. Indeed, I don't see any guards or police. It's going too smoothly. One steamship that looks like it has finished being loaded up. That must be the vessel. Steamship? How exciting! Thought I'd see one up close, much less ride on one. Please contain your excitement. You're both here illegally, remember. No sense in getting caught now. Sorry. Yeah, it screams trap. It definitely screams trap. Container ship has the markings of the Republic of Sol Blanc. It must be a trade ship from that country. It's finished loading. Now's our chance to slip aboard and have a look around while the crew is elsewhere. Need to find a crate the same size as those in the basement. Goodness, they could be anywhere. She wouldn't stay in the crate for the entire voyage, right? Maybe she went somewhere else to wait for us. Ah, true. The voyage could take several days. Must be some other hiding place you were meant to find. Paige, there was a passphrase, right? Maybe we're supposed to tell it to somebody on this boat. Seems risky. It's a commercial coal-powered vessel in service to Sol Blanc. Can its crew really be trusted? Yes, Forthright has done this many times. Dr. Whitefield has to be believed. He must have had connections. Well, we only see the front part of the ship. Again, this could just be an ironclad vessel, right? Again, it's already a steamship, so this could genuinely just be ironclad, right? It's Victorian era World War I. Yeah, I think it's fine. We don't know what the actual, ship itself looks like. And remember, they had cranes and shit like that even back in the medieval period for loading up ship cargo. What do you do now? The handle doesn't move. Oh my god. Sol Blanc is French, I think. Try knocking? Password. Thorn's Day's Child. Clunk. An unlocking mechanism, of course. It depends on how much cargo they've got. They could be just rapidly putting shit tons of it. And they might be doing this where they're smuggling people. So they might be taking a risk by having the cargo being above deck too. Mom! Wait. They said she was purple. I guess? No, they said purple. I have it written down here in my notes. Hannah. She is Noxley's height. That's accurate. She's in the Cobble District. She's thin. She has big ears like Todd. And she has purple fur. Purple. They said purple. Good morning, sir. Mom! It's Mr. Noxley. He helped us find you. Pleasure to meet this mythical mother at long last. Can Mr. Forthright send for you too? Promise me he could get you to the shipyard safely. We'll tell you about it later. Well, thank you for helping my children, Mr. Noxley. Know they can be a handful. Not at all. They've been dependable assistants. What are your next plans, Miss Foxborough? It says the Cloud District in Sol Blanc has a robust system for taking in refugees from Rivelet. Once the coastline is no longer visible, we're in the international waters and we'll be free. Sol Blanc, one of the few nations that recognizes Rivelet's sovereignty. I wonder how deeply this refugee program runs. Yeah. The ship. It's leaving. We need to go inside. Mr. Noxley, come with us. It's your chance. Your only chance to escape this rotten country. Please. Can't leave you. Oh, no, I cannot do that, my dear. Somebody has to stay behind. Other people who have nowhere else to turn. Just like you and your brother. But it's okay, Tree. We'll be okay. Take care of your mother and your brother. You need one another. Goodbye, Mr. Noxley. We'll meet again someday, right? We shall. Now close the door before anyone else comes this way. Escape Cuba while you can! And there they go. The end of Mr. Forthright's legacy. Someone else will have to step up to fill his shoes. Can I help you? See, the children are no longer with you. Well, I lost track of them. I'm sure they're around here somewhere. Perhaps it's for the best. Country is no place to raise children. Pardon? You're not a shipyard guard at all, are you? Why don't you tell me who I am, detective? So you can tell I'm a detective. Who's this person? I'm waiting for something. Show a closer look while he's here. Well, he's a pale dragon, so... Look at the stranger. Yeah, look him. Hang on. We had a winter dragon that was disguising himself. Give me a second. Nope, that's Scales. Okay. Pale Scales, white hair, close to my age, dressed well, thin build, appears to be a pale dragon. Well, something the matter. Isn't showing you're actually a pale dragon. I've had my fill of imposters as of late. Charmed. I have nothing to hide. The stranger? Very faint wheezing when he breathes. Pale dragons do tend to have breathing issues. Smell the stranger. Sense of coal smoke and salt in the air are quite strong. Can't detect any other sense in particular. What an interesting fellow you are. Do you greet all strangers this way? I do, yes. Don't worry, I'm not poisonous. Slight bitterness on his gloves, something he's been handling perhaps. Cannot tell what it may be. Touch, stranger. Shakes ever so slightly as I touch his skin. Must be a little nervous, but he's trying to hide it. Sense magic on the stranger. What is this? Feels like a death echo. It can't be. Must be mistaken. She went away. It only happens if I concentrate. It's been an echo from a long time ago. What's the matter? Look like you've seen a ghost. It's nothing. Mine strays from time to time. It's beginning to rise. My magic must be failing me in the light. Since I'm dawdling further. Well, are you satisfied, detective? Sam, no, Lick actually gets used a lot, Calbeck, because he can pick out all the intricacies in it. And it actually gets called out multiple times, like, can you stop licking everything? It's like, if you're not okay with my methods, go stand in the corner. And like, you lick the desk and she's like, did that taste good? He's like, not particularly. Sam, I was waiting to see if the police showed up. I was planning to distract them until the ship had left. Why? Catch the escapees? They're long gone. Calm yourself. I don't need to make that face. They're hardly my concern. It's a shame when those seeking a better life are not able to freely do so, isn't it? Particularly when the institutions responsible for taking care of them are instead responsible for their problems. Treasonous talk, my friend. Just who are you? A friend, nothing more. Quiet spectator, watching from the shadows in silence. Just like you, detective. You may do what you can to help, but it's clear that deeper change is needed. You cannot save everybody yourself. He's gonna be our Moriarty, isn't he? He's gonna be our fucking Moriarty. That might be the final case, overthrowing the government. Like ending the war with the Empire. Maybe even bringing it back under the Empire's control, who knows? You licked Moriarty? I feel like that's who he's going to be. This seems like he's going to be the criminal mastermind, right? The archetype. If his name is actually like Moira or something like that, or Morris Arthurly or something, I'm gonna be like, oh my god. Morris Arthur. Oh, hi, Moriarty. More talk of treason. Just who are you? A name, please. Very well. Never share my trust in you. Asher Silverton. That is my name. 9 Pale Dragon encountered at the shipyard. Okay. 7 Noxley. You clearly have border clearance, just like I do. What department do you serve? Perhaps you'll find out soon enough, but I truly hope that you do not. We shall meet again soon. You've caught my interest. He's gone. What a strange fellow. Should depart from here as well. Guard rotation could show up any time. I don't want to have to explain myself again. Need to slip through the cobbled district, then through back to the gate to the Locklight border fens. Whee! Whoop! Oh! We're trying to get home! We're trying to go get home, damn it! That looks like... Mr. Noxley, good morning! Right, good morning. How's the case going? Oop, can you talk about that? Everyone is happily reunited. Case closed. Just on my way back home. You did it! Good work! I just ran into Morris while he was dealing with, you know. Suppose we have you to thank for uncovering the smuggling scheme operating out of Unit D-175. Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. Right. Well, the Capitol Police briefly looked at the scene before we were sent away. Sent away? By whom? By the palace. I thought the Capitol Police were independent from the palace. But if they're investigating the smuggling operation... Yes, well, it's not my place to question those matters. This was an order from a Platinum Star holder. Someone in the Chancellor's office wants a deeper look. I should keep my distance for now. And what of Lucius Whitefield? Will he be drafted? Likely not. Even though he is a winter dragon, recruitment forces will no doubt declare him too old to serve. But due to decades of draft dodging and defrauding the government, in addition to confessing to a murder, he'll likely face a stint in the barrows until his trial, then imprisonment, rehabilitation after that. Being able to solve a murder that likely would have gone cold forever. Capitol Police are impressed. Not just the police, in fact. There's word that the higher-ups have taken notice of your victory as well. My only victory was not hanging at dawn. I have a feeling rehabilitation is not, given the nature of this country, I have a feeling rehabilitation is more like re-education camp, right? You know what I mean? I have a feeling it's not rehabilitation in the slightest. My only victory was reuniting my clients. Any other criminal activities are yours to claim. Well, I appreciate that, but I'm no investigator. Where's your main office located? Office? Suppose that would be my home. I have a cabin in the Loch Light border fens. I thought about moving into the capital and opening up shop. I hear Unit D175 is presently vacant. Not interested. See, Mouse? Told you wouldn't go for it. Yeah! Yes, well, should you change your mind? You'll excuse me. I was on my way to investigate another incident. It's been my busiest in a while. What sort of incident? Something happened at the shipyard earlier this morning. I was on my way to assist the border guards there. Shipyard? Shouldn't pry further. What about you, Mr. Lestrade? On your way to another scavenging job? Well, after seeing what I saw in that basement, I don't got the stomach for it anymore. Apologies for indirectly ruining your livelihood. No, it ain't your fault, Seven. In fact, watching you handle the case, it was kind of inspiring. I'm gonna get myself nice and sobered up and start looking for steady work in the industrial district, I think. Oh, excellent news. Well, it's been a long, tiring couple of days, so I should leave you to your affairs. Well, I've revealed myself once again to the Capitol Police and the Roulette government. No more hiding from the past. Dam has been breached, so all I can do is hold on and hope. Not swept away. Complete! 96 of 100. The one, we lost 2 points because I didn't know what he was going to say. And then the other one, I speed fingered it and fucked it. And I was like, no! I knew it was my own fault. Yeah, so it looks like for each time you fuck up, you lose 2 points. Oh, bastard bitch. Rank S for Scaly. Mm-hmm. Alright. Actually, that's good timing. I need to go to the bathroom. Yeah, we will start the next case soon. I will go to the bathroom and I'll go get some stuff for lunch. And then we will start the next case. Also, I gotta say, the music in this is pretty fucking good. Sometimes I don't think it fits for what the scene is, but the music independently of everything is pretty fucking good. Anyways, enjoy the music while I go to the bathroom and get some food. Better be. I'm back. Begin new case. Veins filled with ink. Woo! Alright. Let's try and go for 100%, baby. 100%. Let's go. Veins filled with ink. Tuitions are always valid. Hint coins replenish after each scene. Oh, I guess we should use hint coins when we get into those weird ones, right? For the setups. I'm too far. I won't. I refuse. It's our only option. Don't forget who holds the cards in this relationship. It's me. No, but I can't do this to him. I'd rather come clean, start over. No, you won't. I won't let you destroy years of work. Uh-oh. Ching. It's all right, I'm coming. Burb. Burb. He kept one. He kept one of the running ones as a souvenir. That's funny. Which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't read them in a while, but I believe Sherlock did the same thing where he'd keep little souvenirs, right? He'd keep little souvenirs of his cases. Hat burp. Hat burp. Artificial strawberry flavor. My favorite. Artificial strawberries. When you want something that's vaguely called strawberry but doesn't taste like strawberries. Kind of like grape, right? Artificial grape flavor tastes like artificial grape flavor. It does not taste like normal grapes. I don't know why it's called grape. Tastes like pink. You know what? If pink had a taste, I would say the same thing, right? I hate that grape soda. I love grape soda, but it does not taste like grape, right? It doesn't taste like grape at all. If they actually called it purple stuff, I think that'd be more accurate. Purple drain. Well, it's about time. My cuffs are nearly ruined. Forced to trudge through this muddy swamp. Yes. May I help you? You're the detective, aren't you? Please tell me I have the right location. I am, but you appear to be a high-class individual. I usually only serve those with nowhere else to turn. Well, that's me. I can't go to the police with this matter. I came all this way. You must at least hear me out. I can pay. I'll make it worth your while. Please. Fine. Have a seat, Mr. Underwood. Royal Underwood. You can just call me Roy. Royal Underwood? The children's author? Intriguing. Tell me about yourself. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr. Underwood. Tell me a little about yourself. No need to be so formal. Let's see, where to begin? I'm a writer working out of the Underwood Underdown authorship in Central Rivulet, co-owned with my partner. Perhaps you are familiar with some of our works. Tales of the Galloping Gator, the Heroine Hero, the Huron Hero, Huron, which is a bird species, if I believe, right? Galloping Gator, though, that sounds interesting. 7 quails for 7 bevies, across the Crested Valley too, beneath the waves. Big Red and Little Buddy, Lizard's Guide to Life, the little old lion who lived upon the hill. Diction for Dragons, Snow Bear's Summer Adventure, Wally the Window Washer's Wonderful... Yes, I see. Your authorship sounds quite prolific. It used to be. Lately, well, we've had a bit of a downturn, but hopefully things pick up during the Rivulet Jubilee. I see. So this authorship is your main profession? All my life. We recently celebrated our 8-year founding anniversary. It was a humble event. We founded the business after our 2 years of service, following the previous draft. I see. You were drafted right out of secondary school, then. That's right, Knox. Knox? So, you already know who I am. Yes, he was gonna keep going. That's why Noxley was like, hold, pause, time out, pause, pausa. Alright, speaking of pausa, I'm gonna go check on my air fryer food. BRB, one momento. Alright, I'm back. The harrowing tale of the heroine. Yes. Alright. I gotta get back in that mood. Hold on a second. Gotta get back in the voice. Yes. Knox, so you already know who I am? Indeed I do. When I was asking around the industrial district this morning, your name came up. A hyena worker. Yes. He told me Detective Knoxley is taking missing person cases out of a cabin in the swamp. A hyena? Chuckles again. Suppose he means well in recommending new clients to me. Alright. By the way, that's another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. You should give a character the same voice as the Darkness. It's a raven who writes how poetic. How poetic. And I shall write nevermore. Oh my goodness. Huh. The chimichangas didn't firm up as much as I thought they would. The Darkness from the Darkness games? Oh god. Yeah. Oh. No. How did it go? Yes. Oh, yes. Oh my god, no, I don't think I can do it. Yeah, that's one thing I want to talk to you guys about, by the way. So, Gardens of Nature, we're wrapping things up slowly but surely, right? That's going to be the foundation for everything else. And then I'm going to separate them into multiple different books from then on. The first book is going to be, we're going to have Arctic Wolves, or Arctic Wolf is going to be the first book series. Set in the Guardians of Nature, like, era, right? Then it's going to have Grey Wolf as one. And then, fuck. I had specific ones for each one. But Arctic Wolf is going to be more like a romance novel. So, I know that won't be for everyone. But kind of the point is that the world is big enough that it can have that, right? Grey Wolf is going to be more about the shadow war between the Grey Wolf PMC / private security company versus the NDA and everything, and preparing for the next big war. I can't remember. I have it written down somewhere. But the one that follows Smiling Wolf Studios is going to be more like a low crime, sort of like underworld series. You know, more the seedy side of things. Yeah, so we'll get to all that. This whisper while also being super deep. I don't think I can do super deep. As it turns out, we may have figured out what's fucked my voice so much. Turns out GERD can actually have that as a very negative side effect. Very negative consequence of it. So, hooray for me! More to the point, why do you seek my services? It's my business partner, Cal. He went missing over the weekend, and he didn't show up at usual hours this morning. Cal? Calamus Downey! He's the illustrator for the authorship. I pen the words, and he brings the images to life. Yeah, so GERD can go one of two ways. And I got a mild version of it, right? Roy and Cal, I'm very much not involved in this. Are you sure, Roy Calbeck? Cal is a magpie, a year younger than me. He lives in the Cobble District, an apartment on Dromedary Way. And he's only been absent for one business day. Perhaps he merely needs a personal day to rest. Not Cal. He's at work bright and early, every single day, rain or shine, sick or otherwise. He always has a message delivered if he thinks he'll even be more than a moment late to work. Did you check his home? Sure did. Knox sure did. Not a peep from inside. I even dropped by his family home in the hills. Found him. He's here. He's here. I still wonder if you're being too hasty, but you know his habits better than I do. Continue. Now, the real question. Why come to a private investigator and not the Capitol Police? Because, as we learned in the last case, Mr. Knoxley, the police will take a week! A week! The person has to be missing an entire week before they'll start investigating. Holy shit! Holy shit! At the end of the week, Cal and I got into a rather heated debate. Things may or may not have been thrown. By the time he stormed out, I realized a small crowd of gawkers was at our window. They were louder than I realized. Ah. Yes, no partnership is perfect, but ours has seen more than its share of downs as of late. Even the local papers have caught wind of it. Last words, the under-down authorship goes down under. Ha! What do you have to gain from your partner's disappearance? Really cutting to the bone, aren't you, Knox? Just doing my job. Hey, Mouse. It's true. I would gain full possessions of the authorship, all of its assets, as well as its many debts. I see. Your partner's disappearance casts immediate suspicion upon you, so why not involve the police? Let's say there are those in the palace who would find my arrest to be a high point of their career. A personal vendetta, or something more? We rely on the government print studio for publication of our works. They have oversight on everything we sell. Recently, they have suggested that we energize the patriotic spirit in the youth of Rivulet. So, create propaganda to increase interest and re-enlistment of fighters for the front lines. You're a sharp one, Knox. This was actually the root of the argument between myself and Cal last week. He wanted to take a government grant and keep the business afloat for a while longer. But you disagreed? Literature should be about escape. For many children, our books are the only escape from the walls of Rivulet. I would not let the authorship turn into a factory for the war effort. I would rather allow it to fail entirely. I see. A public feud, pressure from the government, and a lifelong dream on the verge of failure. Yes, now you understand. If Cal truly has disappeared, I will be guilty in the eyes of the public and police alike. Yes. Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, maybe I shouldn't have, maybe I shouldn't have had something spicy. Right? Storage thing on the computer. Trying to decide if I toss out Delta Force to install Conan Exiles. Conan Exiles isn't bad. I just hated its building system. For whatever reason, its building system was never aligned properly. Right? It's the angles. The angles they use in Conan Exiles infuriate me. You're not making 90-degree turns and walls and stuff like that, your stuff will never line up properly. And it frustrates the shit out of me. Like, why? Why? Why did you fuck up the angles? Now, hopefully they fixed it now, but still. No, the wedges aren't the correct angle, Mouse. Like, that's the problem. The wedges themselves are the problem. because they didn't put them at a proper angle. It's so frustrating. Trust me, I built big, right? Yeah, I build big things. I build big castles and shit. And your stuff will never align properly because of their wedges. So somebody fucked up somewhere. They're off. So you'll be left with gaps where everything should line up properly and it doesn't. And you just have this gap where it's a wedge that's like 10 degrees and shit. It's just like, oh. you just look at this little 10-degree little wedge that's missing from your floor, and it's just like, that's fucking infuriating. It's infuriating. Why? Yeah. Yep, that's what it feels. That's what it feels like, dryness, and then that builds up over how big your build gets, right? And then they don't line up, and you're just like, I hate it. I hate it so much. That's why I like Valheim's system so much better, because Valheim will auto compensate, right? Oh, those the craft shacks are really bad. Yeah, Conan Exiles, that just frustrated me with that, though. Because of those. Because I like building, and I want to make castles that aren't just squares, right? Squares with turrets on the ends is like, it's boring. Having a castle that actually follows the terrain, way more interesting. And it actually looks visually appealing, looks like it should be there. Holy shit! 108 gigabytes, fucking hell. I didn't realize Conan Exiles was that big. Now, so we need to get you a new drive. We need to get you like at least a 250 gigabyte drive. Those are nice and cheap. I have a 1 terabyte M.2 drive for mine. I should probably get another M.2 drive eventually. I have space for another one on this board. Hang on, Chad. I'm trying to finish my food, and then we'll continue the case. Accurate, mouse. Accurate. Alright. Very well, Mr. Underwood. I shall take your case and locate your missing partner. Oh, thank you, Knox. You won't regret it. Your daily fees, meals, transportation, consider them covered. Keep your coins, Mr. Underwood. Sounds like your authorship needs them more than I do. Well, I'll not see you slacking on your work. I suggest you tittle your I's and jot your T's with all due care. Worry not. Take all cases seriously. I'll find your missing partner without involvement from the police. So, what will you do first? Let's start with the authorship. Perhaps Mr. Downey left a clue to his whereabouts in his workspace. Oh my god. So, you'll start today? Excellent. I've rented a carriage waiting out front. The driver is waiting. Join me? Very well. Let me gather my things and we can be off. Oh my goodness sakes. Right. Yeah, that's why I played the demo and then I bought the full game. Because it was actually genuinely interesting. There's some frustrating things like with what you don't know exactly what Mr. Knox is going to say. But still. Capital City, Industrial District, middle of the day. Your authorship is located in the Industrial District. Sure is. The printing factory that manufactures our works is in the heart of the district. Our authorship is quaint, but sufficient for 2 people. Proximity to the factory was most important. The print factory. It is owned and operated by the Rivulet government, correct? Correct. We contract out use of the machinery to print our books, then handle distribution ourselves. Being close to the factory lets us receive samples quickly and negotiate with the agent on staff more readily. I don't know if he's recklessly spending money. I feel more like he wants to make sure that Knox, because he doesn't know what kind of person Knox is. He only has Chuck Lestrade's word, right? So I feel like he wants to make sure that Knox is going to give it his all. That's why he's offering everything, right? Sorry, my throat. Throat demons were trying. Throat demons tried. I cut them back. Come inside, Mr. Knoxley. I'd like you to investigate Cal's workspace. Perhaps I missed something. What were you able to uncover so far? Well, frankly, I could make neither heads nor tails of what he was working on. Perhaps you'll have more luck. Okay, so this one's obviously his workspace, right? And then we have this one, because these are the illustration stuff, right? He told us specifically he's an illustrator and everything, and he's the writer. Here we are. Cal works on the left side, and my space is on the right. The divider down the middle separates our desks. Can you tell me about your typical duties, Mr. Underwood? What do you and Mr. Downey do on a regular workday? I write the manuscripts, as well as office correspondence and outreach to booksellers who carry our works. Cal handles illustrations, proofreading, and the record keeping. Accounting, cash flow, that sort of thing. He actually handles quite a lot. He takes his work home most weekends, it seems. Suspicious. Immediate suspicions, right? Have you checked the books? Have you checked the accounting? Oh, hold on a second. Ugh. I see. All these stacks of paper on Mr. Downey's side. Illustrations, I presume? No, actually, it's stacks of accounting history for the authorship. He pulled it out of storage last week. Would you mind if I had a look? Is there anything sensitive you wouldn't want me to see? Not at all. I cannot make any sense of it, so I appreciate your help. I want to know what Cal was up to. Very good. It's a small space, so it shouldn't take too long. So go ahead and get started. Let me know if you need anything. I'll try to stay out of your way. Alright. Again, I want to start over here. Right? And we'll work our way over. One side of the room is empty. Must be storing his memos in a more private place. Pile of unopened mail. Small brass object. Seems to be the only clutter on your side. Fan mail, mostly. Downey passes it off to me to respond. I admit I've fallen behind in recent weeks. Oh, and that is the trophy we received after our first year from the Literati Society of Rivulet. Better times. How lovely. I'll leave it undisturbed then. So this side is where you work, Mr. Underwood? Typewriter and a small stack of clean paper. That's right. Everything past the divider in the middle is Cal's business. Or to keep things tidy. Clean workspace for focused writing. No harm in that. Do you take your work home over the weekend? Almost never. I prefer to keep my leisure time separated from the office, lest I feel caged up with my work. This seems sturdy. Nothing hollow except for the drawer, so no potential hiding spots. Yes, the desk is built into the wall. Old style. We didn't need to make any modifications at all. And the typewriter sounds crisp and well-oiled, despite its apparent age. Must put out fine work. Ah, please don't play with that, Knox. That typewriter has been in my family for 2 generations. Apologies. Taking good care of it. Interesting that you leave it out in the open for anyone to use. Yes, well, it's very heavy, and I don't want to risk damaging it by moving it into storage each night. I leave it perched upon my desk. As you see it now. You never know when inspiration could strike. So anybody could use it at any time if Mr. Underwood isn't around to chase them off. Downey could easily use the typewriter after hours to modify or fabricate business records. Citrus and oil. One surface smells recently cleaned and polished, am I correct? Yes, indeed. I clean and polish the surface at the start of each week. Cal treats his side when he finds the time. Mostly clean wood, except for bitter smears of ink that have worked their way into the grain over time. Goodness, Knox! I have to use that desk, you know! Don't worry, I avoided the paper and the typewriter. Grains of something with crunch. It's sugar. Sugar? In the office? We'll get ants! Oh, I've told Cal a dozen times not to eat at his desk. Must have done it recently. At my desk at the start of every week. Haven't gotten to it today, but... The sugar is on your side of the desk. Couldn't have come through the divider, so he was over here. Perhaps he was pacing about the office while eating something unwholesome. Signs of stress eater, perhaps. Must be. Cal can be voracious at times. Messy. Also, he has a sweet tooth. Those crumbs are not mine. Downey was consuming junk food while in the office. Was he stress eating due to the pressure of his work? The door of the front of your desk comes open. May I have a look inside? Go ahead, Knox. The only thing I keep in there is my scratchbook of ideas. Does Mr. Downey regularly contribute as well? Indirectly. If he pitches an idea, I'll write it inside. He doesn't handle my notes personally, however. Right. Unlikely that he would have concealed anything inside your desk drawer or the notebook, then. Very old wood went into building this desk. I can sense that the drafting paper is much newer. Heck of a party trick, Knox. The desk is as old as the building itself, pre-revolution, so at least 50 years. No signs of blood or other bodily tissue. Suppose that's one thing to be thankful for. Okay. Chair. Mr. Underwood's chair. Squeaks slightly when pressed. The sound must surely be driving him mad. Mr. Downey's chair. Mr. Downey's chair. Stable. Unremarkable. I don't believe it's related to his disappearance. However, we got a squeaky chair here and a normal chair here. Meanwhile, he takes super care of everything he has, and Downey doesn't. board. A collage of papers. Mr. Underwood, what do you make of this? I try not to think about it. It's Cal's message board. Primarily a collection of memos to himself. Sometimes he sticks receipts and slips from bank visits up there. Good luck finding any of those, however. Some record of Mr. Downey's interactions with the bank could be useful. The farther back in time, the better. You want to try to find a deposit receipt, then? There's bound to be one up there somewhere. Cal opened our joint business account 8 years ago, so that should give you a place to start. It would be very old, fine quality paper with a handwritten signature and an official wax seal. One at a time to narrow down the possibilities. I can figure out which one stands out the most. That will be the oldest record on the board. Most likely candidates will have a more intense effect upon my senses. Okay. Oh! Hmm. Ah, I can smell that some of these pages of ink's writing on them. The piece in question was a written memo. My God. This man's fucking wild cluster here. Some of these papers are of lighter material and crackle more easily. The oldest slip will be quite frail. It's like this one or this one, I think. Because I think it's these four here were super crinkly. That one was crinkly. Yeah. So it's one of these two so far. Oh, one of these also could be it. Mr. Oxley, please don't do that. You'll wet the pages and possibly damage them. I'm going to be gentle with my tongue, but as you wish, no tasting. This one, this one. I think this one as well. Magic. Oh, I feel like it's this one. Let's watch. Let's check any of these other ones real quick. Let's check this one. Make sure. No. Nope, that one's not it, because this one's not as light and crinkly. Okay. So far, this one, I think this is the one that fit everything, right? Check some of the others here. These two. Nope, those two are out. That one's out. This one I'm pretty sure is out from one of these. It's in on there. Out on that one. I'm pretty sure it's just this one fits all of them, right? This must be the one. Deposit slip from the Rivulet Central Bank dated 8 years ago. Yes, that's the one. He did keep it. Well, what good will it do us now? His current whereabouts are due to the financial situation with the authorship. This may be useful. Number is handwritten on the corner, 314. Does it mean anything to you, Mr. Underwood? No, I don't believe so. It's too short for an account number. It's definitely Cal's handwriting, though. Take this for safekeeping. Having a direct link to Mr. Downey's banking activities could prove you necessary. Fine by me. Be careful with it, in case Cal has some sort of sentimental attachment to it. Vibrant green potted plant rests on the edge of the desk. Leaves are beginning to droop and fray at the edges. Ah, yes, Cal's prized plant. Be careful with it. Where did it come from? Looks exotic and sharp. Cal's family has a house close to the mountains. I think it was a gift from the neighbors. Somehow he ended up with it. It needs lots of water. Cal's had that thing for a while. Now, I guess he hasn't watered it in a few days. Another sign he hasn't been back to the authorship since last week. Sounds like he truly cares for this plant. Here's these leaves are beginning to dry out and crumble. They crunch ever so slightly when pressed. Ah, please don't damage Cal's plant. He loves that thing. Of course, my apologies. There's some vicious-looking thorns on the tips of the leaves anyway. Leaves of this plant smell rather bitter. It's quite pungent up close. Surely you must find it unpleasant. Actually, most birds both don't have great senses of smell. We just never noticed. Is it really that bad? I'm not the one to ask. Most people I meet can't help but comment on my own draconic odor. Don't take it personally, Nox. Think of it like an aura of mystery surrounding you at all times. Taste. Blech. This plant is numbing my tongue. Come again, Nox? The leaf was making my tongue go numb. Well, it was probably a defense mechanism. You shouldn't have tried to eat it. Are you okay? I'm fine. I do not swallow any of it. Don't believe I'll be trying that again. Yep, so it's definitely poisonous. Does the poison work with touch as well? Glossy leaves with sharp points at the end. The pot itself appears to be fine clay. Yes, that pot is a bit frightening to behold. Probably needs watering. Surface of the soil does seem dry. I can lift it up, see if it's dry all the way through. What's that? Nox, look! Ah, there was a key hidden beneath the pot. It's very old. You know which lock it fits. I'm not sure, but if Cal was hiding it underneath that terrifying plant, it must be something he wanted to protect. I concur. Shall hold on to this key until we discover what it unlocks. Don't even need to focus very hard. This plant is filled with poison. The leaves, the stalks, the roots. You could tell that without touching it. Yes, my magic lets me sense and even manipulate natural poisons. It's like touching a physical object with my mind. That's quite a trick. So why is it you green fellows aren't drafted for the army like the other dragons? I've been told our odor is considered demoralizing to fellow soldiers. I'm not sure if I believe that fully. Quite. War is ugly and dirty. There must be some actual reason for it. Well, count your blessings, I say. Steamky. 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 Plant is obviously quite noxious. But was Downey aware of this? Did he accidentally ingest some of it? Just make sure. Making sure. Because remember, we've had clues be in weird spots. Green paper and sharp pencils on Mr. Downey's desk. These must be his drawing tools. Yes, for sketching at least. I don't pay him much mind when he's at work, so I can only assume that's what they're for. Ah, and he splits his time between this and handling the authorship's business affairs. In a nutshell, I'll handle the press and distributor outreach. Cal handles the books and taxes. Are these truly his tools? They appear pristine, practically unused. Is there a reason for this? Speaking of which, perhaps you should have a look at the floor as well. It's somewhat concerning. Stacks of documents distributed around Mr. Downey's desk. They look like tables of values. Yes, Cal pulled our accounting records out of storage. He was looking for something, but didn't say what. You didn't think to ask? Or offer assistance? Cal's the numbers guy. I'd just be getting in the way. I was never good with this accounting tomfoolery. This page on top seems to be out of order. Perhaps Mr. Downey managed to find what he was looking for. Do you know anything about accounting, Knox? A little. A few entries are circled and appear to show rises in income at some point in the past. Holiday sales, perhaps? I can't say why Cal would be concerned with something like that. Unfortunately, many of these numbers are indeed trending downward. Mr. Downey is clearly well aware. Yes, seeing these numbers for himself must be what triggered our quarrel on Fire's Day last week. As this was the last piece of information Downey was reading before he disappeared, it may be of importance. Yeah, exactly. The disorganized fellow handles all the finances, and the finances are in ruins. No connection, I'm sure. Yep, none whatsoever. You may take it. If you think it will help, just please try not to lose it. We can't let this go public. It's like you read my mind, Mr. Underwood. Worry not, I shall take good care of it. Here on the floor, several sheets have been crumpled up. Appears to be lightweight drafting paper. He didn't even bother to use the wastebasket. What's on the pages? I do hope they're not more business records. Other than some stray charcoal marks, they're blank. This is the paper he uses for his illustrations. It appears to be similar, but I could not say for sure. Perhaps he wanted to draw something, but had a false start. Several false starts, judging by the amount of crumpled paper here. I'll be asking him not to waste material so cavalierly, especially considering our current financial situation. Smoky pencil lead, sweet black ink, and well, that paper itself smells quite old. Are you smelling the pages, Knox? Yes, Mr. Underwood. Subtle differences in the materials could provide a clue. For instance, the age of these records. The paper they were printed on has sweet scent of decaying wood. It must be several years old. You may be right. Did Cal pull out all of our financial history from storage? I wasn't aware he'd even kept it. Take it this is not his regular weekly duties. Something out of the ordinary must have happened. Quite an assortment of tiny treats on Mr. Downey's desktop here. Crumbs of various past meals. Sweet, salty, stale. Downey must eat lunch here quite often. Wow, Knox. I didn't even have to challenge you to a bet to get you to lick the furniture. Alright. That was a good one. More to the point. I've told Cal not to eat in the office, lest he attract insects into the building. I clean my desk regularly, but Cal... well... suppose he hasn't been doing a very thorough job on his side. Good. It means more clues for the taking. As you said, perhaps he has been too busy to leave his desk recently. Something has occupied his time. Perhaps, but those crumbs could be weeks old, if not more. Still, it's quite amusing to watch. Tasty clues. This drawer on the front of Mr. Downey's desk is locked tight. You can hear a metallic rattling from within. You found that key underneath this plant, right? Maybe it goes to the desk. Can't think of what else it'd fit. It fits. It's a gentle turn and open. Let's have a look inside. I apologize in advance to Mr. Downey. A metal box? Is it locked as well? Don't believe so. There's something inside. A letter. How tonight is spelled wrong. You'll find something extra this time. Come here tonight, and it's spelled wrong in both places. It's intentional. So we can talk about it. FD WK 50 20 100. Assuming that spelling error. That appears typed. So perhaps the author couldn't fix their mistake? It mentioned something extra. Was this letter attached to a package of some kind? Does it read an additional payment? Oh, what? Who sent that? I didn't see anything like it in the usual mail delivery this week. Being that it was kept locked in his desk, it seems he wished to keep it a secret from you, Mr. Underwood. This memo is recent. The date is written on it. FD, Fires Day, week 50. The end of last week. Where is here, I wonder? There's something on the back. Turn it over. What the fuck? Letters and numbers. Is it decorative? It's a cipher. I've seen this before. It's a test page from the print factory. One in the industrial district. Really? It's not a cipher? Oh, I would have used this as like a cipher thing to go through. I mean, maybe it's both. Could be both. Easy peasy. The operator will test all the movable type blocks to ensure their quality by printing a page like this. Here, I see now. The author must have used a scrap piece of paper to compose their note to Mr. Downey. A real lead at last. What? I've never seen Cal go into the print factory. Would he know what it is? Would he know that is what the writer meant? I would have to assume so. That means he knows the writer, and he's had one of these secret meetings before. The date written here. That's Cal's handwriting. It's Cal's handwriting, all right. You can compare it to the accounting books. The accounting records. Oops. Records. Blah, blah, blah. I trust your assumption, Mr. Underwood. Let us hang on to this memo until we can discover its author. Magic. Since the age of the wood that built this desk, it's likely half a century old at least. More to the point, I cannot readily sense any organic materials or beings hiding inside this desk. Back up for a second there, Knox. Beings? Insects, animals, pests, the like. Though if they were inside an inorganic vessel, that could disrupt my senses. Ah, good to know. Feel free to sweep the area with your magic, if it would help. Shall try the stacks of pages then. Paper is another once living material that I can sense. There's something that doesn't belong. A mass buried deep within one of these stacks. Something once living. Knox, did you find something? You made a face. Yes, buried somewhere in the stack of papers is something that doesn't belong. It's right here. Goodness! Look at that! What is it? Here is the offending organism. Appears to be a rose. Dried and pressed flat. I can sense its death. Appear to be a note attached. It's handwritten. Paper stock is far thicker than the other pages. I've deposited your request. Use it wisely. We both know what's at stake. Deposit? Does that mean money? When was that written? There's no date on the memo. The surrounding records date back to 3 years ago, approximately. Strange. And why the flower? Looks almost like a blood stain, wouldn't you say? It does, doesn't it? Perhaps this is meant to be a threat? A threat? Oh, Cal. Hope you didn't go looking for money in the wrong places. Certainly a possibility. Should keep this memo and look into its origins further. Alright. Wastebasket is filled to the brim with crumpled pages. Don't sense anything out of the ordinary, though. Oh, thank fuck. Okay. Has his work been affected recently? Stress eating. crumpled up pages and hidden... No, not correspondence. No, sorry. Untouched materials. Yeah, Downey's been stress eating. This is part of, like, how's his work been affected lately? He's been stress eating. There's tons of crumpled up stuff around him, and he looks like he hasn't been, like, using any of his art materials at all. Signs that Downey was acting out of the ordinary. Perhaps you can tell me, Mr. Underwood. Downey has been stress-eating sugary foods. Blank pages have been crumpled up around Downey's desk. Downey's art supplies appear to be unused. Mr. Downey's art supplies appear more or less untouched, except for small scribbles he then balled up and discarded. Also seeing he is taking to eating sugary foods in secret while fretting about the office. Clearly exhibiting signs of stress as well as what I could only say is artist block. Something in either his professional or private life is causing a great deal of stress. Does this happen often? Artist block? No, actually. This is the first for him. Something specific must have rattled his cage. Indeed, thus it would be wise to assume he is not acting as his usual rational self. Okay. Now we can assume he may not have been thinking clearly. May have gone somewhere not on his normal route. And our argument certainly did his emotional state no favors, I'm sure. Goodness me. Johnny keeping Stephen Storm's partner. Well, a hidden correspondence. We don't know if it's an actual investment, but he's having secret notations, right? We don't know if he's forging paperwork though, right? Oh, that feels like a jump. This seems more likely that he got all those documents out for a reason, right? But his partner has no idea what that reason is. Oh my god. Yeah, because again, what evidence do we have that he's forging documents, right? We just know that he could potentially use the typewriter. That doesn't mean it's evidence that he's forging. Poison plant, again, we don't know if he's actually done it. We do know that our bird fellow friend here has said that he's not, they can't smell very well. They're birds. So I think very old documents is the way to go here. We'll find out. Downey keeping things from his partner. Fortunately, it's possible. Downey's been hiding mail from his partner. A cash investment from an anonymous source made secretly. Procured documents that have sat in storage for years. It's apparent that Mr. Downey spent a great deal of time poring through the authorship's accounting records. And with details on the government's grant offer, perhaps he was weighing the money against the cost. That's a sharp line, Knox. I should save that one for later. Poor Cal. I feel awful about our fight now. However, did you have suspicions that Mr. Downey was keeping secrets from you? Not in a bad way, you know. Cal handles the numbers. He knows that I am ill-equipped to handle that sort of thing. These records that he never discussed. Correspondence that he deliberately hid away. Perhaps for your own safety or peace of mind, he felt it best to not let you become involved. Safety? Oh my! He's compassionate to a fault. I do hope he's not entangled in something dangerous. Explains his secrecy, but does it explain his absence? I'm feeling we shall know soon enough. Cal is motivated by the financial health of the authorship. I should keep this in mind as I explore further. Okay. Downey is protecting information such as... likely his trouble with the business is shown by financial report. Which has been his responsibility for a long time, as shown by the... deposit slip. Which is affecting his primary job, resulting in... possibly out of fear because of... threatening note. Lastly, Downey planned to go somewhere else, as shown by... just memo. Financial secrets. Okay. His activities, as Downey kept hidden. And he hid memos and an unexplained investment. We have evidence of Downey's worries. His records of the authorship's troubled finances. Shows how long Downey has been worrying about finances. Deposit slip from the bank dating back 8 years. How is his primary role being affected? Cal hasn't been able to focus on his creative work. Something showed Downey was acting out of fear. It's a vaguely threatening note buried in the authorship's records. Finally, any physical signs of where he's gone? The print factory letter beckoning someone to a meeting. Downey was in over his head with both the intricacies of business and the secrets he had chosen to keep. Thus, his actions could be seen as irrational to his normal schedule. Judging by this unusual memo we found, I believe he must have gone to the print factory after hours and in secret to meet with somebody. Mr. Downey's work is centered entirely on this office. Visiting the print factory is certainly unusual for him. The print factory! It's not an easy place to enter. Even I'm not allowed past the reception area. And we shall start our search there, and see if we can find any signs of his whereabouts. As there's no indication that Mr. Downey returned to the authorship over the weekend, this memo is our only lead. I must admit it, Knox. You make a lot of good points. Cal was behaving strangely last week. I just didn't see it. Don't blame yourself, Mr. Underwood. I'm sure you both had more important things to focus on. Indeed. The authorship will be in serious trouble if our next book release isn't a huge success. Perhaps he was attempting to make contact with this shady investor again in order to acquire more funding. Independent funding without needing to rely on the government grant, possibly as a last resort. Could be, Knox. But why the print factory, I wonder? Can't even imagine how he would get inside. I shall head to the factory to investigate. You may stay here in case Mr. Downey shows up late. How would you enter the factory? It's a tightly controlled government building. You risk immediate arrest. Don't worry about me. I have this. I see. Well, I should come regardless. I know some of the staff working there. Perhaps I could smooth things over with them. If you insist. I do. The factory should be opening up soon to print the evening news. Should have been closed all weekend. If you want any hope of finding any clue about Cal's actions, we should head there before regular operations begin. Fortunately, the factory is not far. Let us depart. All right. I think that is where we'll hold it for now. I think that's a good place to call it for today. We're going up to the factory. We're going to get some clues, some secrets, and sacraments. Again, this music is pretty good, honestly. I don't know how fitting it is in the situations they're in, though, but, you know, it's not bad. Yeah, the more I think on it, the more I feel like he's I feel like he's secret police, right? That's what I feel like. 7 is actually part of the secret police force. Because again, that's another person that has reacted very negatively to seeing the gold badge. And anyways, chat, hope you guys take care. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe and healthy. Get fit, get ripped. And, yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Remember, this Saturday for Saturday Showtime, Road to Perdition. I'm going to watch a really good gangster movie, Road to Perdition. As for tomorrow, we are going to be playing a werewolf game I got. A new werewolf game. Called Volkolak, The Will of the Gods. The Will of Gods. My apologies, not the gods. Yeah. So I will see you here tomorrow. And then we will continue our investigations on Friday. Yeah. Bye for now, everyone.